Hey guys, how you doing? Mr. Wicked Shot back here again with another discussion video. And today discussion, what we'll be talking about is some interesting things that I believe the liberals don't want the black community to know about what Trump has done for them, pretty much. A lot of emphasis, as you can tell by liberals' operation and left control media, is that they tend to highlight a lot of the problems with Trump, right? We know no one is perfect, nobody, even the most cold-hearted Trump supporters, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, the honest ones that I've spoken to, will let you know that yeah, Trump has problem, and even before I even had a more open mind, um, even some of the things that I didn't, was very against Trump and had problems with him with, they agreed with a lot of those points. He's not very presidential. He doesn't know to be, respectful sometime and how to be remorseful and how to just, try to lead by example. That they highlighted and admit a lot of issues that he has. And I'm like, I respected that because if you're a blind soldier, and you have them on both sides, they won't care and they won't see it, even if they know it's an issue that the person have, they won't see it, they won't admit to it. But at least the conservative that I've spoken to, and had good conversation with, they agree with me, on many of those points, and further proving that, a lot of these guys aren't like what they be painted in the media, as being close-minded, one-track minded. They don't, support free thinking. It's the liberals, pretty for the most part, that I seem to be noticing that don't want you to think on your own. They just want you to take whatever they tell you as gospel and run with it. And if you question them, then it means you hate yourself. Because that's Joe Biden go to. If you don't support me, are you even black? Like that's where he knew he messed up when he said that. Like, he probably don't care anyway, or think people would be, he probably don't think we're wise enough to notice that there's something odd with him even seeing that. Like, that's all it takes, you think? How easy it should be for you to gain my vote is just by telling me, hey, you're black, so it means it should be automatically on my side. But today we're going to discuss some of the, well, for me, some of the most important facts that about stuff that Trump has done that I've never seen the left talk about. I've seen him talk about all these other issues. His Twitter problem is, quote unquote, being a leader of the clan and all this, things that they have said that many of them they have taken out of context and twisted so it fits the narrative. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be played. And I was surprised to find out a lot of these facts about things that he has done since he became president. Because if you were to follow what they have been preaching, Trump's hate black people. He has no interest and don't want not to do with you. And he has never done anything for you and will not do anything for you, right? That's the narrative they give on Trump. Racist, hate you, want not to do with you, hate Mexicans, every other race. He just only cares about rich, racist white people and himself, right? So we're gonna explore some of the things that I have found out on my own, not through the media. The media has done a good job of letting me know of all the bad Trump has done. Everybody knows most of those. Um I want to know if he has done anything good. And the only way I was able to find this out was because back when I was like very locked into my liberal mindset, and my friend was trying to tell me that, my good friend Tian at the time, Tim, was trying to let me know that, hey man, there's stuff that, he's trying to tell me why he's a conservative and all that stuff. And I'm telling him like, hey, of course you're gonna be a conservative automatically because you're not black, like Trump automatically is for you guys and for you guys only. Anybody that's not black, that's who gonna be on Trump's side. And he's like, no, man, it's not like that. And I'm like, bro, tell me one thing that Trump has done for the black community since he became president. Tell me one, bro. And I was so confident you won't find one because I never heard of none. I never knew of anything. And not only did he give me a couple of example and facts, he gave me like seven. And I was like, holy shit. And I didn't just take what he told me and run with it as gospel. I went to go look it up myself. So throughout this video, I'll be talking about some of those bullet points that I found out, and I'll put link up there and in the description. I'll put screenshot up here of some of the stuff that I stood out to me, so you can check them out yourself and do your own research. You don't have to just go by my link or my website that I went to. You can find your own. They won't be hard to find facts about what Trump has done for the black community. But a lot of the information that I've become understanding to now, has been through different mediums, different personals on YouTube and different, I'm not just getting all my content from one source and just making that be gospel. I'm not just watching CNN. I'm not just watching Fox. I'm not just, I'm open minded, and I like to fact check whatever I'm being told, so I put up a link up here of a guy that I watch a lot, been watching a lot recently, that is good at fact checking a lot of the left information about Trump's and how he feels about the black community and what he's done. His name is Larry. I think I'll put his one of his videos up here that I watch, and another video of a conservative and a liberal having a very good debate about, exploring some of the facts about stuff that Trump has done for the black community. I'll put that up here as well. You guys will enjoy those two videos. So, what I'll be, going over is the ones that stick out to me, and see if you guys, know of any of these as well that he has done. And so the three main thing we usually wonder in terms as, what has Trump done for the black community? Like, you know, what has he done for black jobs and poverty and crime? Has it been better since he became president? Among other things, let's find, so one thing that I know of that's pretty big, and everybody pretty much knows that, I think, is unemployment among blacks has been um, at its lowest since since I think since the longest I can remember, right? Employed black Americans is among its highest since within his presidency. So black people are getting more jobs and employed more in his during his presidency than any other, and the unemployed black has dropped. So we're it's crazy. So we are getting more jobs now, and less of us are out of jobs than it was before with any other presidents. Poverty. I think the poverty as like it's fallen to its lowest, like since the 1960s under his presidency. Like, you can look it up. Some, I think, say it's like 20%. Like, overall, it's just been gone now, which makes sense. If more people are getting job in the black community, then poverty is going to go down. So they kind of balance each other out. So that makes sense. In terms of crime, I think crime overall has gone down since he became president. Um, and like, I know there's one statistic that say like 50 something percent of the crimes, um, homicide committed in the country is done by black men. So that's speaking volume if they're seeing crime is at an all-time low, or it's at its lowest during his presidency. Um, for crimes committed by black Americans or blacks, that's pretty good. That means, we aren't angry that he's president and he's doing something to make us, you know, less wanting to go into crime or do bad stuff. So that's one, you can look it up, see what the crime is since he became president. If it's worse under black or overall. It's going to be hard to, determine specifically, but it's pretty unanimous that it's, like that, for overall the population. Um, yeah, violent crime. I'm pretty sure that violent crime has fallen under his presidency since it peaked in 1991 or so. Violent crime has definitely fallen. One other big thing that most people never talk about that he did is what is called criminal justice reform, the First Step Act. That affected the black community or benefited the black community a lot because we take up a lot of the space in the prison because the system is kind of rigged, systematically, to not benefit us so much, and that I'm pretty sure that's going to get better over time, because stuff are being called out, so yeah, so the First Step Act that he signed pretty much it benefits or helps anyone offenders of non-violent crimes like low level drug related crimes. It benefits them where they get lenient sentencing. Some will get lesser sentencing, or there might even reduce the sentencing if it was already given um sentencing on, like, say, a 3 month, and it should have been they recheck it and they decide, oh, this is not a very bad case, we'll reduce it to 2 months or 1 month. So that's big because a lot of people are in jail in the black community that are locked up for minor stuff that they shouldn't have been given the time that they've been given. So that was big. And I'll show you a couple of pictures up here of people that benefited from that one. That one guy was so happy, was next to the president in the White House, saying he can't believe he's in the White House when 2 months ago he was in jail. When he's like saying, man, Trump is making America great again. We got to support him. That was a guy that was in jail that was saying that. Um, he has made some kind of initiative um, that I think incentivize or helps historical black colleges and university. I don't know how it worked, but you can look it up. Um, so I can't get too crazy into that. One of the other thing I heard about or saw as well was opportunity zone, which is supposed to be something that incentivize businesses to, go to black community, open up business in black community so there's opportunity there for, for the youths and stuff, to so they don't just have one outlet, which is a life of crime, and I don't know if how well it's doing, but it's at least something, that he's trying to do, to make bring a lift to the black community by trying to give business an incentive or reason, to go and open businesses there, you know. What else? Oh, this big one. He signed an executive order after, I guess, the recent events with the George Floyd stuff, and the choking, and the the guy before George Floyd, where chokehold are banned by officers. Police can't put chokehold on people anymore. They can't do it. They can't do it. Like, I'll show a picture of that screenshot as well when he did that, and that was huge when he did that because I don't know about you, but I was always terrified by about getting stopped by police because of that. I've seen a lot of video where they just chokehold somebody just for no reason. They're not being resisting or anything, and they just sneak up behind you and just immediately start to choke holding you. And we're already seeing so many people died from it. The kid, the most recent kid, I don't remember what his name was, that the guys were, that those disgusting officers were taking pictures over his the place that he died and laughing and stuff, and George Floyd and then Eric Garner, so that was a big thing for the black community. People will see, oh, it's a watered down, the left will see it's a watered down order. It's not good enough. They want more. And I'm like, bro, it's something. No matter what the guy does, somebody's gonna still try to find a hole in it. But that's big. I appreciate it because it's something better than nothing, right? Um, what else did they do? Oh, this is big. This is big, man. Is administration took a historical step and designated white supremacists a terrorist group. Many of you probably didn't know that, but that's huge. No other, for the first time in history, white supremacists are now designated as a terrorist organization. So pretty much the KKK, they got to go underground even more than they did before because they're on the FBI list, and that's crazy because this is the guy that they try to put up as the head of the supremacy. Like, Trump is all white, and if this guy is such a such a racist and such a hater of black people, you know, why is he doing any of these stuff that he has done that I've mentioned so far that benefited the black community? And people might see, oh, he did it because he wants your vote, right? And my counter to that is he won his first term, regardless of whether we support him or not. That's facts. He didn't win because we already know that Democrats has the majority of the black vote. They know that got them in, got us in the bag for decades, and they didn't do anything to gain it. They just make it's just basically a known fact to most people that grew up in the black community that, hey, if you come from a poor community, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be on the Democrat side. Because why? That's the only group that supposedly or supporting of you and try to help you with just the word. That's it, with mostly the word. So, this guy could probably win his second term again, whether we support him or not. So he's not. So there would be no reason for him to do this unless he needed our support. And clearly, he won without our support. So that disprove anyone that tried to say, okay, he's doing it because he wants us and whatever not. Like, he's just trying to help, right? Obviously, it's not very presidential like Obama and many other presidents before him because that's why people went for him. It's because they didn't want a politician that they believe that can be bought and all that stuff. They want someone that just going to get stuff done and take care of the country. They got tired of the country being in a rut and all that stuff, and they figured a businessman would be the move. Everybody knew he probably had some issue, like that. They think Biden is perfect, like he's just an awful human being as anybody I know. Like, but the reason why people go with him is because when they break it down and they say, listen, you have to go with the lesser of two evil. You have to go with whichever one is doing stuff that benefits your community or even trying to get stuff done to benefit your community. Whichever one is, like there's whichever one is in line with you, you go with it. So that's all a lot of people think. Because if they just sit there and say, okay, I'm not gonna vote for either one because neither one's perfect, like there'll never be a perfect president. Never. Because no matter if you're going there with the best intention, you won't always get what you want, and you'll sometimes end up be turning into the thing you hate the most. So um, the only perfect person that could be in office would be Jesus Christ, and he's not running for president. So you have to choose, and that's why people go with him at the end of the day. So um, it's just one of those things, man. I don't have any of those stuff stick out to you, but that's a lot. That's some good stuff right there. And one other thing that he did that might seem small, he met with a lot of the victims of police brutality and other discriminative type actions. He had them in the White House. He spoke to the mother of Arbery, when that terrible incident happened, and she said he was very compassionate and they enjoyed talking to him and they actually listened and tried to help them get stuff done. And I think that was around the same time that he probably signed that executive order as well to ban chokehold. And he had all of these black people in the White House around him, and I'll show you a couple of screenshots up here. And yet these liberals and far leftists are trying to paint him as a hater of black people because they don't want you to use your brain and go look and research and see if that facts. They want you to just run with whatever you're being told. And if you don't, they'll demonize you. And that's why you don't see many black supporters on the left, because they make you immediately feel like you're an Uncle Tom or a carrier of white supremacists, if you don't go with them without if you simply just try to think for yourself, there's something wrong with you. And because of that, a lot of people are afraid to move. But I'm not afraid. I'm a free thinker. I'll think whatever I want. I'll do my own research. I'll support whoever I want. And you should not be, let anyone bully you into thinking otherwise, right? So I'll put a couple of these links up here to the videos that you want to check out, and check out some of those interview with left and right combating and talking about things Trump has done, and see how it ended. You'll be surprised. You can check the Larry video that I'll put up here as well about him fact checking a lot of the stuff they say about Trump, and let me know what you guys think. comment in the, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Peace. God bless. Let's go.